Hey everyone, today we have the end of Acts. On the day scheduled for this purpose, many people came to the place where Paul was staying. From morning until evening, he explained and testified concerning God's kingdom and tried to convince them about Jesus through appealing to the law from Moses and the prophets. Some were persuaded by what he said, but others refused to believe. Paul said, "Be certain of this, God's salvation has been sent to the Gentiles. They will listen." Paul lived in his own rented quarters for 2 full years and welcomed everyone who came to see him. Unhindered and with complete confidence, he continued to preach God's kingdom and to teach about the Lord Jesus Christ. So that's the end of the book. Seem a little anticlimactic to you? Leave a lot of questions? What happens to Paul? We've had chapter after chapter of his trial, and we don't get the end. Even though we do know from history that Paul was actually executed in Rome. So why does Luke not tell us that? Is he embarrassed or something? Well, I think part of the answer is that Acts is actually not really about Paul. He's just one, admittedly very important person who was empowered by the Spirit to spread the good news about Christ, which explains that strange final statement. All right, how could he be under house arrest but also be unhindered? I think of being arrested as being a bit of a hindrance to what I want to do. Paul may be in chains, but God is not. The good news is being spread even by Paul, no matter what Paul's status is. And it's the same for us. We may feel weighed down and hindered by any number of difficulties in life. But as Paul continually says in his letters, some of which he wrote while under this house arrest, our weaknesses are places for God to be strong. Vulnerability is actually a ministry resource, and thankfully it's kind of an unlimited one. All it takes for us is a change in perspective. Right? We might think if we were in Paul's situation or in some of the situations we're facing that it's all over, that there's no hope, there's nothing that can be done. Or we could see that maybe what looks like the end is actually a beginning. Maybe that's why this book about the church is open-ended, because we're still telling that story. So what do you think is holding you back from living out that story right now? And whatever it is that's holding you back, whatever you think is a hindrance, how can you let God use that as a strength right now, today?